Students, let's start with experiment number 6 of applied component, that is rapid screening test for abiotic stresses and its tolerance. So we have done experiment number 5 where we did the same type of experiment. We gave abiotic stress like salinity and metals, heavy metal toxicity, etc., and studied the effect of those studied the effect of those abiotic stresses to the plant, but that is a quite time consuming method. So we have to develop such a method which can simulate the drought conditions, the saline highly saline conditions of soil in lab. So that is why we are going to do the screening or rapid screening test. So as we have seen in the last experiment, that the abiotic stresses such as drought, salinity are going to affect plant. Salinity will be changing the productivity of the yield of the crop, and drought will also change the protein structures and other parameters in at cellular level as well as uh, at the external levels. So it also changes, these stresses also change the CO2 assimilation, and they produce toxic oxidants such as reactive oxygen species, which can be causing even more harm to the plant, uh, to the cell organelles in the plant, etc. So to identify the to screen the drought stress, we are going to use this particular molecule, that is PEG 6000. It is a polymeric molecule. The molecular weight of this molecule is 6000, and anything above the weight of 3000 is generally not absorbed by any cells. Hence we are going to use this PEG 6000 to simulate drought conditions. And to simulate for highly saline uh, conditions, firstly, salinity is a very problematic, uh, a very major problem for today's agricultural industry, because of highly the use of chemical fertilizers, etc. The salinity of soil all over the world has quite increased. So there are two types of there are two types of plants based on the adapt their adaptivity of of highly saline conditions. So first is halophyte, that is they can withstand the salinity, and another one are glycophytes, which cannot withstand salinity and they die. And majority of the food crops that we have, other crops and food crops also, they all belong to the glyophytes, that is they will not be able to withstand salinity and eventually die. So what happens when there is a highly saline conditions? So the osmotic pressure of the cells increases because of the high iron content. Water absorption capacity of the root system decreases, and that leads to hyperosmotic stress, and uh, then reactive oxygen species are formed, and uh, thus leading to damage to the cellular components such as the protein, lipids, DNA, and the vital cellular functions of plant are hindered. So there are also plants which are genetically tolerant genetically modified to make them salt tolerant, and all the major crops that we grow for food, such as the barley, it has highest salt tolerance, but the other crops such as rice, wheat, etc., they have a lesser salt tolerance. And when the plant is a dicotyledonous plant, the salt tolerance also decreases a lot. So genetic variations in any plant need to be identified to so there is a need of time that we identify genetic variations of the plants which are salt tolerant and stress tolerant. So which sets of gene are going to make them salt tolerant, and incorporate in other food crops or other crops. So one more point about salinity is it gives a lot of oxidative stress, and it induces production of enzymes such as superoxide dismutase, peroxidase, and these all are highly these are all obtained in high numbers in cytosol and chloroplast of the cell. So let's go ahead with the procedure, requirement and procedure. Requirement is seeds, petri dish. You can take simple seeds like mung beans or wheat or rice. Generally mung beans would be preferred. Then petri dish, filter paper, distilled water, PEG 6000, mannitol. PEG 6000 and mannitol would be simulating drought conditions, sodium chloride, sodium hypochlorite, mercury chloride, plastic cups, and sand or soil, etc. So these seeds would be sterilized with sodium hypochlorite or mercury chloride, so, dipping them in those solution for 5 minutes. After sterilizing it, they would be placed in a petri dish which will be having mannitol or PEG solution. So different concentration of mannitol or PEG solutions can be taken, ranging from 0.5, 0%, 5%, 10%, and the 0% would be serving as a control. Mannitol can also be taken in different concentrations, that is 0 molar, 0.4 molar, 8.8 molar, etc. Then the fifth point mentions that we need to, if needed, we need to break the physical dormancy of the seed with the help of dipping it in 98% sulfuric acid solution for 5 to 10 minutes. So what is physical dormancy? Dormancy means the seed is not able to uh, germinate yet because of it has some compounds which is not allowing to do so. So it can be a chemical dormancy or physical dormancy. Physical dormancy means it is not germinating because of the seed coat, hard seed coat of the seed, that is not allowing the seed to germinate. So in case of this can be used in case of seeds which are having hard seed coat. If you are using plant with seeds which have very soft seed coats, easy to germinate, then there is no need to do this particular step. Then you have to just put 5 to 10 seeds per petri dish, and they should be given 12 hours light and 12 hours dark cycle for 7 days. And after that we have to count the number of seeds that were germinated uh, in 24 hours. Then you have to calculate the percentage of seed germination, how much were germinated daily, etc. Then The next, after the 7 days, you have to do one more step, that is seedling cultivation. You have to plant these seeds in sand or soil solution in plastic cups or the paper cups for 24 to 48 hours. You can water them with the particular solution. Drought, if they were for used for drought conditions, then you will use PEG or mannitol, or if you are using highly saline conditions, so you have to give them different concentrations of salt. And uh, after the enough time, like 7 days, you will measure the root length, the shoot length, the wet weight, dry weight of the seedling after 7 days of watering them with continuously with this particular water. So you will find out the result. You will find out the observation, whether which was the highest germinating uh, conditions, which condition affected the most, which condition affected the least to the plant, and then result and conclusion of the experiment.